Hey everyone, it's Frank from Motorvate here. I needed to do some high-speed data logging. Now, when I say high speed, I'm not talking 80 samples per second or something like that. I'm talking about data logging while the car is doing 160 kilometers per hour or about 100 miles per hour. So I headed down to wonderful Cayuga, Ontario to the Toronto Motorsport Park to do some drag racing. Now, it's been about 4 years since I went drag racing, and I love it. My very first run happened to be against, you can see it right here, this WRX. So it's a 2-liter, 268 horsepower. On paper, my car should be faster. Let's see what happens. Now, look at the front end. See a little bit of a bobble? It could be really difficult to launch an all-wheel drive car without bogging it because you have so much grip. So in this case here, I don't think it was an experienced driver. And as you can see, the G37 did quite well. 14.059 against a 15.9. So, in 60-foot time of 2:09.4, which was my best of the day. Now, second run, and again, here's the fun thing about a test and tune. You never know who you're going to run up against. And in this case here, it happened to be this gorgeous-looking El Camino, or actually, I should say evil-looking El Camino. And it's got, one of those engines that sound like this. So, tons of power. Look at the slicks in the back. This thing is fast. He's just going to completely decimate me. But that's okay. That's the thing about drag racing. On a test and tune day, you really compete against yourself. You don't really compete against the car next to you. Now, if you happen to beat them and you don't expect to, well, that's just kind of nice. That's up to the drivers. It's a driver's race. In any case, let's watch the launch here. And bye-bye. He's gone. Very quick car and sounded wonderful. I still ran through the gears because, again, it was just my second run of the day. I want to see how hot does the differential oil get, and the transmission, and engine oil temperatures, and a bunch of other stuff. So a 12.0 versus a 14.3. So, very, very quick El Camino compared to me. Now, total random fluke. My third run was against the same WRX. Now, watch the front end. Much better launch, no bobble, but once he shifted to second gear, the G37 kept pulling him. It just has a bit more power. So it was kind of nice. A friend of mine has a WRX, and he's always talking about how quick it is. Anyways, so there you can see my 14.4 against a 15.3. So that kind of felt good. Now, this was such a treat. I love Mustangs. I love the Mustang GT, and I get to run one. So we line up here, and so that is the 435 horsepower Mustang GT, not the newer 460. And you can tell by the front turn signal and the shape of it. Anyways, so we line up here, and often what I do is when I know a car I'm running is much quicker than me, I leave a bit early. I don't know if that's nice or not, but I don't care. I want to beat them to the line. So as you can see in the launch here, I head out, but wait. So now first gear, I'm pulling, and then second gear, I'm pulling, and I'm in shock. I'm waiting for this thing to go boom right past me. That's potentially a 12-second car. I don't know what was going on. In any case, I did a 14.06 against his 13.9. So he did beat me, but I beat him to the line. Now, this run is kind of interesting. It was a older GMC Sierra, and again, there's a lot of work done to the engine. It's got that wonderful sound. It's got slicks, so he's got to back into the water box, do this nice burnout, all kinds of engine noise, all kinds of smoke. And I'm in my sedan, and I just was adjusting the air conditioning because I was getting a little bit too cold. Anyway, so you know what? We line up and watch how quick he stages. Boom, boom, done. Like, I think he's done this before, and I kind of stumble through it, and I get there because I don't like to stage too deep. And then, boom, we go. I red light because I want to leave it a bit quicker, and I'm just waiting for that for him to pass, just waiting and waiting, and I'm like, what? Wow, I just couldn't believe it. So I did a 14.2 against his 14.3. It was a nice, tight race, and that's so much more fun when it's so close. And there you can see the truck, and you can sort of hear the engine. It sounded really nice. So that truck made a lot of power, but the transmission wasn't doing so good for it. Second gear was really steep. So now I'm lined up again, and I'm running a new Camaro. And I don't know which V8 it has. I'm not very up to date on Camaros. So we line up here, and then boom, away we go. He red lights. Again, test and tune day. Doesn't really matter. I'm going through the gears, and bye-bye. He just walks away from me. And again, that's okay, right? My main purpose for being here is data logging. This is not a drag racing vehicle. This is my family sedan. So I did a 14.4 against his 13.1. Now, total fluke. I lined up again with the same Camaro, but now it's got a different driver. And because the lane up on the right was shorter, that's the one I took. So that's why I'm now in the right lane. In any case, we line up again, and I'm ready, waiting for the other person to go pre-staged, and now he is staged, and boom. Sorry, I jumped. Now it's boom. And away we go. And I'm just, again, waiting for it to pull away. I know how quick the car is, but I'm like, where is he? Where is he? Oh, there he is. I'm like, well, what's going on? Did the first guy use spray and this guy's didn't? I don't understand it. Now, you saw that the closeness of that. I thought it was pretty close. So that is what a half of a second looks like. A 14.09 versus the 13.6, about half of a second. And that was the last run of the day. So I got tons of data to go through. I did a couple of runs with the factory PCV system, a couple of runs without the factory PCV system. I ventured to the atmosphere. I tried some stock air filters brand new from Nissan. I tried the K&Ns, just trying different things and doing a bunch of data logging. So that was my time at Cayuga Dragway. Sorry, that's the old name. It's now the Toronto Motorsport Park. But as you know, when they rename a place, it really sticks with you, the older name, because that's kind of what you know it as. So I just want to wrap up by saying, if you've never been drag racing, you gotta go. And if you can't go with somebody who's already gone, when you pull up, just talk to the guys at the track saying, hey, I've never done this before, tell me what to do. The track guys will love you because they don't like the experts that have never done it before that show up and they're not even at the pre-stage line and they're waiting for the light to go green and they have to go up and tap on the window and say, sir, can you pull up ahead a little bit until, just ask them, just to say, hey, I don't know what to do, tell me what to do. And you'll make their job easier, you'll get some good advice, and you'll have a blast. And it's not expensive. Drag racing is just a lot of fun, it's affordable, and you get to see what you can do in your car. And the real measure of performance, as I see it, it's that first 60 feet. How well can you get the car to that first 60-foot mark? Anyways, just wanted to share with you my drag racing experience in wonderful Cayuga, Ontario. And it was just a special night, and I met a lot of people. We chatted about cars and engines, and it was just a lot of fun. So if you haven't done it, find your local dragway, get out there, drag your buddies. It doesn't matter what you race. I've actually drag raced my 1983 GTI, and yeah, it was 17 seconds in the quarter mile, but it was still fun. So whatever you have, get out there, run, and have some fun.